the end of the week and go into the weekend, I just want you to know I'm here for you. So you're going to take a ride with me. Figured I'd jump on for just a few minutes, just to remind everybody that coming up this Sunday night, I'm going to be hosting a live free training for about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm not going to keep you long, I promise. And I'm going to teach you what I've been doing for the past 4 years. So I started in 2020 with my own middleman business. I started getting customers for moving companies, and then I started getting paid to do it. And so from $77,000 that year to $350,000 this year, not bad. The best part is I don't actually do any of the work. So if I book a customer for a home cleaning service, the home cleaning service actually does the work. I don't. All I do is get the customer. So imagine getting a referral for someone, getting paid to get the referral, and then sending the work to someone else to do it, and you don't have to do the work. To me, that's a win-win, do it again. So I try to teach you guys on average how to get about $150 per booking. I have students who do more, I have students who do less. Still not bad if you can make $150 on a 5-minute phone call or just some text messaging and emailing, then that's a win. And so that's what I want to do for you guys. So if you want to get the invite, we're limiting the amount of people that can be there. So what you have to do to get in, all you have to do is put the word middleman in the comments under any of my videos, middleman, and you'll get an invite. If you do not get an invite, that means that we are full and we're not letting anybody else in. So happy Friday to all of you. 2 days away from the masterclass, from the training. Want to bless you, want to change your life. So I hope you let me help you with that. If you are singing TGIF today, that means that you are not walking in purpose. You are not walking in the lane that you should be walking in, that you were born to do. You're not in your purpose, and you're probably not in control of your time, not in control of your life. So you're probably doing some things that you don't want to be doing to make a living. You're probably working hard, of course underpaid, and now you get the weekend to go and try to cram spending time with your family, spending time with your friends into this weekend. And the truth is that if the weekend is the only time you get to live, by the way, you don't even get the weekend, and I'll prove it to you. So so tell me if this makes sense. If this makes sense, smash the thumbs up. Let me know if you agree. If you agree, smash the thumbs up. Here we go. So the weekend, which is supposed to consist of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I submit to you that the weekend is only Saturday. Hear me out. I'm submitting the idea to you that the only true day that you have off during the week is Saturday. That's it. I know what you're thinking. I get Sunday off too. Well, let's go over it. So Friday, you don't get Friday off because you work Friday. You get Friday evening off, yes, but you're at work Friday, so you do not get Friday off. Saturday, you can sleep in, you can stay up late, you can do whatever you want to do. You're off all day Saturday. Sunday, by the time the sun goes down, like it is now on Sunday, you are already preparing for Monday. So my point is, Saturday is the only day that your work does not invade. Your work schedule does not invade. Your work schedule invades your Sunday. So as soon as the sun goes down on Sunday, what are you doing? You're getting ready for bed, getting ready for work tomorrow, getting things in order to start your work week. See, you don't even get Sunday off. Sunday is half a day off, and the rest of it is prepping for work on a Monday. So if you agree that, because it took me a while to learn this, but if you agree, because you guys say I get the weekend off, you don't. I'm telling you, you only get Saturday off. Saturday is the only day that you can sleep in and stay up as long as you want to and do whatever you want to do with your day. But then when Sunday comes around, because I know you're thinking that you get Sunday off, so Sunday comes around, and guess what? Now, by the time Sunday evening comes, you're already prepping for Monday. So you're getting your clothes done, you're getting your hair, you're getting your uniform, whatever you got to do. Sunday,
your mobile app today?
Monday has invaded your Sunday. Hey, just want to get one medium strawberry milkshake.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, first window.
So your Monday has invaded your Sunday. Does that make sense? And so you don't even get your Sunday off. Because again, by the time the sun goes down, you're thinking about Monday. Not only that, you're in bed early on a Sunday. Why? Because you got to go to work Monday. So I submit to you that you're only off one day during the week if you work Monday through Friday. You only get that one day off. I don't even know how much this is. How much is it?
What you have?
Just a milkshake.
Just a milkshake?
Jesus. Medium strawberry milkshake. I just ordered that. McDonald's. But they do make the best fries, best milkshake.
That's gonna come to $3.67. One moment.
Uh-huh. They do make the best fries. They make the best milkshake. Do you know why McDonald's is so good? Because of the name. McDonald's name. It's the greatest name in business. Just like Walmart. Those names keep you in business. Thanks. And but I just want to share with you guys. This is my second trip to McDonald's, by the way, because I went to the other one that's off of Trinity and 360 here in Dallas, and their machine was down. But this one's always working. It's crazy. So anyway, if you believe, or if you understand what I'm telling you, that you're not free, if you're trading your time for money, because you guys are like, I know what you're thinking, like, this guy's always talking about time for money. I'm telling you, it's the only thing that matters, because as long as you continue to trade your time for money, your life is going by. You think of your time as 8 hours a day. I don't. I think of it as my life. 8 hours out of my life that I just had to sell. Then they forced me to take a lunch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Then they force me, this is where they get you. They force you to take a 1 hour lunch that they don't even pay you for. Well, why do I have to take a 1 hour lunch at work? I'm not getting paid for it, but I still have to take it. That's an extra hour that I have to be on the clock. I'm sorry, at work without getting paid. Now you're burning 9 hours out of my day and not even paying me for one. You ever thought about that? You ever thought about, like, why am I taking a 1 hour lunch? I'm not getting paid, but I'm still here. Makes no sense. Again, guys, if you go through life selling your time for money, I'm not against that. If you have to do it, I understand it. Because I'd rather you have a job, sell your time to get a paycheck than to have no income. But if you watch my video earlier today, I talked about how bad income was, how income, getting a paycheck, earned income, is the worst way, absolute worst way you can make money. Does not mean quit your job and do nothing. But what I'm trying to illustrate to you is it is the worst way that you can make money. Because what? Because they tax it first. Does that make sense? So because they tax your paycheck first, this leaves you with something called a gross and a net. So the gross is what you deserve, is what they promise to pay you. But I always say this to help you guys remember, your gross is toast. I apologize for the lights glaring through my back window. But your gross is toast. What does that mean? That means your gross pay is what they promise you, is what you deserve, but it's not what they're going to give you. You're not going to get your gross pay. So your gross is toast. You're not getting it. Your net is what you get. Your gross is toast. Your net is what you get. What does that mean? That means your real paycheck is your net pay. And so they go ahead and deposit your net pay into your account and call it a day. And that's how you live. And then what are you going to do next? You're going to wake up tomorrow, repeat that same cycle, paycheck to paycheck. Most people, if they lose their job today, within 30 days, they're done. Within 30 days, they're done. By the way, drop your city and state in the chat if you don't mind. And if you have a question or comment, you're welcome to drop it. If I see it, I'll try to respond to it. But get me while I'm on here live. I'm not going to be on here long. So, but again, time freedom is the most valuable thing that you should be focusing on. So if you have a job, sure, keep your job, work your job, handle your business, pay your bills. But you should be thinking about, hey, when I'm not at work, how can I make money? When I'm not on this job, what can I do to bring in extra income? So that when I leave this job, or when this job leaves me, I'll still have money. I won't be poor. I won't lose everything. My family's not going to go broke. That's why I always tell you, you guys know what I'm big on. I'm big on not saving money. I'm big on using money to make money. I'm not big on storing money, because that's what a savings account is. It's money storage. The only issue is it's a graveyard for money. You're actually storing it in a cemetery. When your family members die, where do you take them to bury them? To a cemetery. When money dies, where do you take money to bury it? A bank. Savings account. Did you know that banks use your money from your savings account to make money? But the banks don't teach you to do that. The banks don't tell you to do that. Instead, they tell you, leave your money in the account, because you might have a rainy day, don't make me laugh, or an emergency. My question to you, and I've asked friends before I come out here, because I have my opinion, but I know other people have different opinions and deal with different circumstances. So I actually came out and asked some friends this. I was like, hey, all right, let's talk about a rainy day account and an emergency account, which I don't think you should have. I did not see that lady. Oh my gosh, you got to get out of the road in all black. Are you kidding me at night? And these sunglasses ain't helping. Y'all don't say anything. I know. And so I don't know if she jumped in the ditch or what. I don't know. But that's funny. So, but anyway, if this is helping you in any way, smash the thumbs up. Drop your city and state. I'll read it out if you don't mind sharing it. Hit the thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you have not subscribed to the channel. And again, if you guys want to learn how to make money, if you're sitting there going, you know what, you're right. I trade all my time for money. I'm working my butt off. I'm never going to get ahead this way. I need to find a way to make more money. Then you need to put middleman in the comments under any of my videos. Get an invite. Be in the live training this Sunday night, 7 p.m. Texas time. Will be about 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm going to teach you 3 things that you can do to make money from your phone. Just a 3-step strategy. Before you ask, does it work? Yes, it works. I did it my first year, 2020, without even knowing what the heck I was doing, and I still made $77,000. Not bad. It's not 100 grand, it's not $1 million, but I did this from home. So, and now this year we're doing, 4 times that, 5 times that, since I started in 2020. So anyway, I'll teach you how to do it so you can start making money. And if you just make, because I got students right now that's averaging anywhere from like $3,000 to $4,500 the first month, which is awesome. But if I can teach you, even low end, if I can teach you how to just make $3,000 a month from your phone extra, then that money is going to help you to change your life. And that's what I want to do. So if you make money from your phone, that means you don't have to go to work to make that money. I told you, earned income trading time for money is the worst way you can make money. And why is it the worst way? Because they tax it up front. You don't even get it. That's what gross and net is. It means you're not getting all your money. And then you guys put it in the bank. The banks take it and get rich. So, again, you should be using money to make it, right? So the rainy day, the emergency. So I was asking some friends. I said, hey, listen, I got an opinion. My opinion is you don't need an emergency account. You don't need a rainy day account for a couple reasons. Number one, you don't want to manifest those things into your life anyway. And in order for those accounts to be successful, they have to have a rainy day or an emergency. So they have to have some type of bad thing happen. I don't know about you, but I don't want to manifest bad things in my life. Life is hard enough, right? And so we're losing the light. All right, I'll be cutting this video in just a second then. So a little bit of light and then we're going home. And I said, guys, be honest with me. When was the last time you had an emergency that you had to spend $5,000 on right there that day? They were like, can't think of one. Okay, when was the last time you had an emergency where you had to spend $4,000? And I got all the way down to one, right? And right, when is like, think about it. Think about your life. When was the last time you had to come up with $5,000 right now? Just doesn't happen. Even if you have an emergency, even if you have a rainy day and you have to come up with some cash or you have to get something covered, usually it's not due the same day. You can pay for it as you go. You can finance it. You can borrow money to do it. You can use your credit card to do it. You can sell something, pawn something. Usually you can get what you need if you need it. Now, the money, meanwhile, $5,000, $10,000 is sitting in the bank doing nothing for you. Now, the bank's using it because the bank's smart, but we're not using it. It sits there and you look at it on your app, which is just a number. It's not real, because if you go to the bank and say, hey, give me my $5,000, you're going to find out it ain't sitting there. Do you think your money just sits in a bank and like in I don't know, a closet or a drawer or a safe like you see on TV? Money just sits there? Hell no. The banks get rid of that money as soon as you deposit it. Otherwise, they would be out of business, like you're out of business. So the banks tell you to make money, and the banks tell you to save money, and the banks don't save money. Listen, stop listening to what they say. Watch what they do. Do what they do, not what they say. So they use the money to get rich, right? People are out here, real estate agents everywhere, telling you now's a good time to buy a house. What? If they're telling you that, they're only here to make a commission. If you got a real estate agent right now telling you now's a good time to buy a house, you should delete their number and block them from your phone. Never let them contact you again, because that's not the kind of person you want in your circle. That's a selfish, not a selfless, a selfish person who's only concerned about how they can benefit. Because the fact of the matter is, and I wish I had a real estate agent on here right now. I got friends who are real estate agents. It took them one time to ask me, hey, Sean, are you ready to buy a house? I'll buy a house when my business has cash flow. Then we'll talk. That's it. I even tell them, I say, man, you know what's hard? These people are out here trying to buy houses with paychecks. That's so hard. You know why? Because the mortgage is 30 years. Oh, that don't scare you? How about this? If the only way you know how to pay for your house is with the paycheck, then you have to keep a job to keep a paycheck for 30 years. What does that mean? That means you buy a house right now in 2024, you are obligated to pay on that house until 2054. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm good. I don't want to be in financial purgatory trying to pay for a house for 30 years. That's terrible. Especially if the only way you know how to pay for it is with a paycheck. Don't you know that ties you to a paycheck for 30 years? How do you make a paycheck? Well, in my job. There you go. I told you it ties you to a job for 30 years. Unless you learn how to make money, which is what I keep preaching. I've never seen that many people try to get into a car. They must have locked the keys. I wish I could help them. But people are obsessed with buying these houses, overpriced, no equity. Well, there is equity. It's going to be negative probably, unless you live in Frisco, here in North Dallas, and they're building Disney World around your house. Sure, then you'll have equity, but most other people won't. So I'm almost home, guys. Let me see what the comment says. Says that 10K in your bank will be safer. I'm struggling to read because it's so small. Well, let's see. Somebody said that 10K in your bank will be safer than investing with zero knowledge, right? All right. So I'm assuming you're asking me to leave. What would I do with the 10K? If that's what you're asking me, because that's what I'm going to assume you're asking me. Essentially, what would I do? I wouldn't invest it into the stock market because number one, the stock market is volatile. So the people that were winning in stock investing, the Warren Buffetts and all those other people, they used to play the game of invest and leave it and then live off dividends. But the stock market is volatile right now, like a casino. Not in the sense that it's rigged and they cheat. Casinos don't, by the way, guys, I used to work at a casino. Casinos don't cheat. It's not rigged. Well, it's kind of rigged. I'll just put it like this. When you go to a fair and you shoot the jump shot and you know you got a silky smooth jump shot and the ball doesn't go in, they bend the rims just enough so they don't have to give away all teddy bears, right? But the ball can still go in, just has to be a perfect shot. So it's kind of like that. And casinos don't cheat. The way the games are designed to beat you. Like if you ever played blackjack, and I was a blackjack dealer, you have to play your hand before the dealer, have to play my hand. Typically, you would bust out and I'm safe. The house is safe, which I hated because I needed tips. So I needed my table to win. But essentially, with the stock market, it's volatile because money's flowing in and out of it. And I hate the control that people have. Elon Musk could send out a tweet, that whole $10,000 and just say, I'm thinking about selling Tesla. And if you got all your money in Tesla, it's gone. Because people are going to bail on the company. I think that's too much leverage, too much control. I don't like the stock market. There's some people that do. Hey, I'm not a professional investor, whatever the hell that is. I don't know much about investing into the stock market. I just understand the basics, and it looked like the casino to me, where I'm like, you know what? That's cute, but if I drop 10 grand in here, well, the stock market appreciates. It goes up about 8% per year, not every year, and not every company. There's only about 10, 12 companies that's smashing it. The rest of the companies are up and down. I know that, right? And so I wouldn't touch it. It's just something I wouldn't do. So I wouldn't put the 10K into the stocks if that's what you were asking. What I would do is I would use the 10K to launch a business. I'm telling you what I would do. You guys look at all these people in the stock markets and say, man, these guys are billionaires. These guys are millionaires. Look at them. Look who's on that list of highest paid stock investors. People who started businesses. They didn't start in stocks. They started in business. And then they used the business money, or they used the business to get into the market, either by selling shares, or they used the money to get in and start acquiring shares. Make sense? Somebody said, hello from Tampa. What's up, Tampa in the building? Uh-oh. Said, I was in the house for a market, but now I'm rethinking. Can you briefly repeat it? Yeah, sure. I'll do it in a second. And again, guys, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I would do. Yeah, I don't think knowledge even matters, Jan, when it comes to the stock market right now. I don't think it even matters because I think the market is so volatile. Day traders are in and out every 10 seconds. Money's moving so quickly, there's no way you can keep up with it. So you might have something. Just think about it. When was the last time you heard of an average person just killing it in the stock market? It does not happen. The money's at the top. First of all, the stock market is at an all-time high. So if I'm a stock market investor, I'm not touching anything that's at an all-time high, because the only place it could go is where? Down. I'm waiting on this thing to hit the iceberg like the Titanic and sink. And then I'll buy low, sell high. But if you buy high, you're going to have to sell low and you lose. And just a little bit of advice. When you invest, You make money or lose money when you buy, not when you sell. If you buy at the wrong time, I sold my house. I'll tell you guys my story. I sold my house. My house, true story, God honest truth. I'm right outside my other house, and my wife's in there, my family's in there, and she could tell you. In 2020, we bought a house here in Dallas for 300 grand. Very affordable. In 2022, we sold that same house for 700,000. Unbelievable. Ridiculous that that house appreciated like that. It was the same house. It was brand new. It was a beautiful home, but $700,000. We sold the house, right? The person, and I have friends in the neighborhood who are realtors. A year later, this was last year, I asked my homeboy, I was like, Matt, what do the comps say on my house? Because I still live in the same neighborhood. I still see the house. I'm like, what did the comps say on the house? And he came back, he texted me back. He was like, he said the max he can get for that house right now is 625. That's the max. Probably not going to get that. So he essentially lost 100 grand in 1 year. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you, because they always talk about equity. They don't tell you there's positive equity and negative equity. If you buy at the wrong time, you're going to have negative equity. Anybody you know right now who's buying a house, if they bought a house within the past 3 to 4 years, negative equity, I guarantee it has not gone up. Very few homes have increased in value. Again, if you're around somewhere where they're building something spectacular, all right, you might appreciate. Otherwise, look at Zillow. Go Google homes in your neighborhood right now and watch you see those arrows pointing down. Housing prices are coming down. Not enough, but they are coming down a little. Even in my neighborhood, just a few months ago, I was seeing prices cut $55,000 because nobody's offering. The houses are overvalued. Right? So I'm gonna answer her question because she said go back over this. This is literally the definition. That is literally the definition. That's why I keep telling you guys, when you put money in the bank, we don't read the paperwork, but let me tell you what it says. It says when you put money in the bank, it's their money now. How do you think they can lend it without asking you? Think about it. They don't have to get your permission because the money is theirs. When you go there, you're now the borrower. You borrow money from the bank. You're the borrower now. It's not your money. Now, you can go there and access the money, sure. But if you go and get a certain amount, like if I go down there, right? So my wife like these Mercedes. She got a Tesla, but happy wife, happy life, whatever. So if I get a fishing pole in this truck, I'm good. And so my wife liked this new Mercedes. I forgot what it's like, an A something. And anyway, it's like 140 off the lot. Nice. And so if my wife goes down, because we're not going to finance a vehicle that's going to depreciate as soon as we drive it off the lot, that's stupid. So if my wife goes down right there now and she goes and buys the Mercedes for 140, she's going to have to go to the bank. So if she goes to the bank and want to withdraw cash, even if it's not even 140, if you go there and ask for 140, they're going to tell you come back in a month. But if you go there, like somebody said, and you go to the bank and you ask for $5,000, they're probably going to tell you to come back tomorrow. How do I know this? Because I've done it, number one. Number two, because the banks don't have your money. Number three, they don't have to have your money. It's not the bank's job to sit on money, but yet you sit on money. The average person sits on a stack of money. We call it a stash. And I'm here to tell you, life and time is going to take that away. Just life and time. Live long enough. It's going to go away. It's going to go away. Somebody said, let's see. So it was in the market for a house, but now rethinking. Briefly repeat the key points. Thank you. All right. So do this right here. So here's what I say. I'm not against, I just want everybody to understand, because I get bashed a lot of pushback online because people are going nuts because I'm saying don't buy houses. And that's not really what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with being a homeowner or a loan owner, right? There's nothing wrong with it. I don't have a problem with you buying the house. I only have a problem with how you buy the house. I don't have a problem with you buying a car. I only have a problem with how you buy the car. It's not what you buy, it's how you buy it. If you don't remember anything else on this live, remember it's not what you buy, it's how you buy it. So let me break it down. All right, so if you go out and you buy a house right now, you're gonna put money down, get whatever loan you can get, blah blah blah, get everything you need. Let's skip all that. Let's say you got all that in place. You got the house, you got your keys, you're in your house. My question is, all right, you got a 30-year mortgage, cool, you're in the house. My first question is going to be to you who asked me about that. I don't know if it says Suka. I can hardly see at night. I'll just say Suka. Suka. My question is going to be, okay, cool, you can get the house, you qualify, blah, blah, blah. How are you going to pay for this house? And then you're probably going to say, with my paycheck from my job. And then I'm going to say, pump your brakes. Here's why. Your paycheck's not guaranteed. The job don't like you that much. And they don't plan on keeping you for 30 years. Now, how are you going to pay for this house with my paycheck? Okay, I just told you your job's not safe. They might let you go. The great philosopher Chris Brown told us these jobs ain't loyal, right? And so, all right, so if this job lets you go, then what? Well, I'll get another job. Okay, gotcha. So what you're telling me is the only way you're going to pay for this house for the next 30 freaking years of your life just to own a house, a liability. Don't get me started on why it's a liability. A house that you live in and pay for is a liability. Don't let them lie to you and tell you that your house is an asset. It's the bank's asset. It's your liability. Unless you rent it and let somebody else pay the mortgage and put money in your pocket, then it's an asset. So you buy the house, you buy with your paycheck. Well, what does that mean? Now that means, since that's the only way you know how to make money, you got a 30-year loan. I told you you're not a homeowner, you're a loan owner. Now you have to pay this loan for 30 years with a paycheck. That ties you to a job because that's where paychecks are. Now you're tied to a job for 30 years, burn out, trade your life for a house, end game. Stress, suffering, misery, looking back on your life at 60 going, what in the hell was I thinking? I learned that very quickly. When I bought my house, I was like, whoa, this ain't happening again. By the way, guys, if this is helping you, smash the thumbs up. That's the only way I know this is helping you. And that's the only way YouTube is going to share these videos with more people like you who need this content. That's the only way. So help me help others, because I might change one person's life and keep them out of bondage. Because if your paycheck's the only way to buy a home, I'm not going to tell you don't do it, because I don't know what's best for you. I'm just going to tell you, please be careful. Because that means that if you lose your paycheck, you might lose your home. Because you just said you don't know any other way to make money except your paycheck. My advice is to do it a different way. Instead of going by the house, pump the brakes. Here's what you do. Here's what I would do. I would go and start a business. I would let the business grow. I don't care if it takes a year, 2 years, 3 years. I don't care. I'm willing to sacrifice the time to get the freedom, so I don't have to work 30 years. Even if it takes 3 years to build a business, I still beat you by 27 years. I'm free for 27 years longer than you are. So I would take the money, start a business. And you don't even have to have a lot. You can start a business with that much money. In fact, I teach people how to start middleman businesses very, very cheap. But you can make money from your phone. By the way, I'm doing a live training this Sunday night, 7 p.m. Texas time, Central time. If you want to get in there, put the word middleman under any of my videos, get an invite, and you'll be invited, right? So, and you'll be there. It's about 1 hour, teach you how to book customers, take deposits, and dispatch the work to someone else. It's that easy. I haven't worked in 4 years, and I don't want to. I love doing this. Why? Because I don't have to go to work. It's freedom. That's all I'm telling you. So what I would do is I would take the money, start a business, let the business mature. So let's say, Suka, let's say you're going to buy a house. You're going to buy the same, you and I are going to buy the same house. You're going to buy with a paycheck. I'm going to buy the house with the business, right? So we both get the house. Only difference is how we bought it. You bought it with the paycheck. So for the next 30 years, you have to have a job to get one of those paychecks, because they don't just give them out. Well, unless you're a legal immigrant, they just give you anything, which should piss off everybody who has a job. So again, you buy with the paycheck, And now you have to go to work for 30 years. So I'll see you in 2054. That's when you'll be free again. I'm going to go buy the same house you bought, but I'm going to buy it probably after you. I'm going to let my business mature for a year. You have to pay $3,000 a month for your mortgage. Good luck. I got to pay $3,000 a month for my mortgage. I don't have to go to work. You leave for work Monday through Friday. I watch you go. You're stressed. You look sad. You look tired. You're frustrated. You come home. You don't want to talk. You just want to take a bath, eat, go to bed, and repeat that cycle and call it life. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, hey, I'll get the house a year later than you. Sure, you'll be able to shine on social media. I got you. I have to wait a year. I'm good. And so a year comes, my business matures. It makes only $3,000 a month. That's it. Not making me rich. But the mortgage is $3,000. So you have to sell your time to get a paycheck to cover your mortgage. All I have to do is be open, and my business creates cash flow and pays for my mortgage. You go to work, I go to vacation. That's the difference. I hope this helped you, Suka. I hope this helped you. I hope this blessed you. If y'all have something else, you might want to drop it because I'm about to get off. So somebody said money really, hold on a minute. Too many. Let's see. So money really is government property? Heck yeah. It's fiat currency. It's toilet paper. Yeah, we store in toilet paper. In fact, the toilet paper in your house is probably more valuable than the dollars in your bank. I'm just telling you. And the government just printed $1.2 trillion. You know what that does to your money's buying power? Because you guys keep saying, because I keep telling you the rules of money changed in 2024. I had someone on my other video. They were like, I bought a house, it appreciated. I bet you bought it before 2020. Yes, exactly. If you bought a house after 2020, ain't no appreciation. I'm just telling you, very seldom. There ain't going to be any appreciation. It's an overvalued market. It's got to go on sale at some point. I'm just saying, storing money in the bank used to be a great idea for your mom and your mom's mom. But for you, it's a bad idea. Why? Because the banks don't pay interest. Come on. Saving money in a bank account, terrible idea. Buying a house with a paycheck, terrible idea. Terrible. Money is government property, 100%. You can face charges burning it, 100%. Come on, man. Government property. Fiat currency. It's just toilet paper. You guys sit here and erroneously say, no, I'm Sean, you're wrong. I'm still making $50,000 a year. No, you're not. You're looking at the number. You're looking at the quantity on your paycheck. You are not looking at the quality of your paycheck. I'll say it again. The reason you think you still make the same amount of money, and I'm telling you you don't, is because you are looking at the quantity of your paycheck. The number still says 50K. You got to look at the buying power. Everything has went up around you. That means your money can't do everything it used to do. It's not that strong anymore. That's called buying power. So your buying power is fading. Sure, your check still says 50 grand, but it can only do 40 grand worth of stuff now. See? That's how they get you. See, they don't teach you this in school because they don't need you to know this. Somebody says, so true, houses are overvalued right now in every state, 100%. My lottery dream house, and people spend $500,000 for a basic, ugly, small. Oh, I think my wife watches that, so I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about because they do look at these ridiculous homes that's ridiculously overpriced. Man, if I can just teach people, hey, stop thinking about buying houses. That does not make you solidify you as an adult. It doesn't do anything. It just puts you in a home with a mortgage. Stop focusing on that. Am I telling you never to buy a house? No. I'm just saying if you're going to buy with your paycheck, don't worry about buying it. Go make money, create a business, let the business grow, and buy the house. You're either going to buy it or you're going to let the business buy it. If you buy it, you're in prison for 30 years. If the business buys it, I'm free. Because the business does the work to pay for it. Not me. Ask anybody who has a home, and if they're not like rich or anything, ask them how does it feel to pay a mortgage for 30 years? Let's see. Thank you for that info. Very helpful. Sound financial advice. You made it make sense. I appreciate it. Says you're 100% right about buying low, selling high, but real estate is the best investment. I keep hearing. But here's the question: who do you keep hearing it from, AJ? Think about it. Who keeps telling you that? Bankers keep telling you to put money in a bank. Insurance people keep telling you you need insurance. Insurance one of the craziest industries out there because it's the one thing you buy and pray you never use. Think about it. You buy car insurance and pray you do everything to never have to use it. Insane. Said Robert Kiyosaki said, all right, so the best. Robert Kiyosaki, I don't know much about what he's doing, so I can't really speak on that. But I do know some things that he's in real estate. But Robert Kiyosaki has been in real estate for years. So he's probably got relationship with bankers, relationship with lenders. And even he, right now, I bet he's not touching money. He's living off cash flow. He's not buying apartments now unless they get some kind of sick deal. But the reason he's going to try to avoid it, I would assume, and again, I'm just speculating because I don't know the man's business. I'm not going to lie and act like I do. I would just assume the interest rates are so high that I would be worried that if I buy it at let's say a 10% commercial loan interest rate, that the interest rates I would be worried that they might still go up. So Robert Kiyosaki is a smart dude. So I would assume Robert Kiyosaki is waiting for a crash. Thank you, Ms. Baker. I would assume that Robert Kiyosaki is waiting for a crash. Any smart person, whether it's the stock market, whether it's the housing market, if you're doing it to make money, you never buy at an all-time high. The stock market right now is at the highest it's ever been in history. Why would you buy into that? Be smart. Wait until it bottoms out, then you buy. Then you ride it up and then you sell and make money. If you buy it high, you buy anything at a record price, the 99% sure the only place it's going to go now is down. Think about it. Every time Bitcoin hits a record, what does it do? Goes back down because the smart people pull their money out. They cash out and then they wait on the crash. They trigger the oh my God. When money comes out of a stock or out of an investment market, it drives prices down. So people own Bitcoin and then they pump it up and then you buy it. I'm not for it or against, it's up to you. They pump it up, you buy it at an all-time high. Oh, it's 60 grand. And then what do? They sell off to you. And they make their money, and then they do what? Because they know money coming out of the stock is going to drive Bitcoin price down. So they sell out at the top, cash out, and then take a percentage of that cash. So let's say they cash out 100 grand. They put 50 in their bank or into another investment. They take the other 50, wait until Bitcoin crashes, and buy again. And do the same cycle. Up and down. Buy low, sell it high, dump it, do the same thing, repeat the cycle. Let's see. So somebody said every billionaire is waiting for a crash. I always say this about rich people because in this neighborhood, there's a bunch of rich people. I'm not rich. I want to be rich. Nothing wrong with being rich. But there's a bunch of wealthy people in this neighborhood. And I've had conversation with a lot of them. Mr. Ken's one of my good friends. This dude do $10 million, $20 million commercial projects from the ground up. And I've been around these folks. I've never heard any rich person that I know ever talk about saving money. Not one. By the way, guys, if this is making sense, smash the thumbs up. Let me know. Hit that thumbs up. We should have more thumbs up on here, guys, because this needs to spread. This word needs to spread. You know how many people out here or who are about to buy houses? Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up. I appreciate the hearts, but smash that thumbs up so that YouTube can share these videos with more people like you, because you know how many people out here right now who are stressed out trying to save money to buy a house, who need to know that, or who need to find out that, wait a minute, before you buy that house, how are you going to pay for it? Because that's a 30-year loan. That means you have to pay that thing for 30 years. Well, I'll pay it early. Let me see. It's still 360 payments. Well, I'll pay it off in 10 years. It's still the same. You might save on the interest on the back end, but still got to make the payments. They're not going to give you the house just because you pay sooner. So you know how many people out here who are thinking about buying a home right now, stressed out, trying to buy a home for their family, right? And they're not asking themselves the question, how am I going to pay for this house? Well, there's a random guy on YouTube, handsome guy I might add, and he's saying, if your paycheck is the only way you're going to pay for this house, don't do it. He said that? Yeah, he said that. Well, how does he want us to buy it? He says create a business or some type of investment, plant the money like a seed, nurture it, let it grow. When it produces fruit, use the fruit to buy the house. The fruit being the money. When the business makes enough money to pay for your house, then go buy your house. It's so easy. Somebody said true. Oh, I'm missing all these comments, guys. I'm sorry. Other people's money. Every billionaire is waiting for a crash. 100%. Because billionaires know. They don't even have to be billionaires. They just know not to buy high. The only people buying high are, investors who don't understand. They're just diving in. They don't even know, right? They don't have the knowledge. Like, wait a minute, why did you buy at the top, at the ceiling again? The only place it can go is down, right? So, let's see. Somebody said, what's the best thing to invest in with low funds? That's a good question. So, lucky for you, I was homeless. So I know what low funds look like. The first thing people should invest in is their financial education. Read a book, watch YouTube channels like this, change your mindset, flip your money mindset, change it. Because right now, most of us have a poor money mindset. Don't mean we're poor, just mean that when money hits our hand, we manage it poorly. We have a poor money mindset because people always say, well, I have a problem getting money. No. Money's everywhere. You don't have a problem accessing money. You have a mismanagement problem. You get the money and you mismanage it. Right? So first thing I would do is get financial education, read a book, watch podcasts, consume as much as I can about flipping my money mindset. That's the first thing I would do. Second thing I would do is work on a side business. I got to stop saying side hustle because I want you guys to respect it. You're not going to respect it if we call it a hustle. So a side business, work on a side business. I don't care if you're baking cookies out of your kitchen. I don't care if you're printing t-shirts for the neighborhood. I don't care what you do. Get in the habit of making money when you're not at work, so that when they fire you or you quit or you fire them, because somebody's getting fired, just who's going to do the firing? That's the only question. If you don't think AI is coming for your job, if you don't think immigrants who are crossing the border, who's willing to work for minimum wage is coming for your job, I don't know. You have not been paying attention. So I appreciate the thumbs up. Guys, smash the thumbs up. It's a bunch of people on here. I know I'm giving you some fire content. Let me know and help me out by smashing that thumbs up so this video can go viral. And not because of me. You can barely see me on here. But because of the information, that's what's important. I would say that's the end of that milkshake. And I'm sitting out front of my house. My kids and my wife probably like, what in the world is he doing? And so, but I'm just giving y'all some game before I get off here. Neighborhood's busy tonight. So, but that's what I would do. I would start a business. I would work on starting a business, let that business mature, and then start using the money from the business to change my life. So, I myself, just in case you guys are just jumping in, you don't know what I do. In 2020, I started my own business from my phone. I called it a middleman business. But essentially, in a nutshell, I do the same thing Uber does, Instacart, Airbnb, all of that. I just use my phone to promote my business. So I started in the moving industry, and I connected with movers who move people. And then I said, hey, I'm going to get you some customers. I'm going to take a deposit from the customer, and then I'll send the work to you. You can make as much as you want. And so essentially, I book customers, take a deposit, and then I dispatch the work to movers. And now I do it in the cleaning industry. So if you have a home cleaning service, I would essentially partner with you, promote my business better than you, get the customers to reach out to me for a quote. I would book them on my phone or email or text, get a deposit paid to my account, hopefully about 100, 150 every time. And then I would capture the information and then send it to you, and then you would go out and do the work. That's what I've been doing since 2020, and it's been a blessing. Retired my wife in January, hired a VA in January, so I'm hands off. But now I teach people how to do it. Free training coming up this Sunday night, 7 p.m. Texas time. This will be about 45 minutes. So if you're not busy, in fact, if you are busy, I would recommend you be there anyway. The way you get an invite to the live Zoom training is by putting middleman in the comments under any of the videos. If you don't get the invite within probably a couple of hours, try again. But if you don't get it after that, then that means we've shut off the amount of people we want there. So, because I always try to have something nice for whenever we do it. This probably, I also want to say this, I didn't know it would happen this soon, but I got a lot of students in the class, in the master class. I didn't know that it was going to be this many people whenever I started out. And so that's why I'm limiting a lot of this. And because I do have fun doing it, it's just that I don't have the time to do a whole bunch of people. So we're at about 248 students now. And it's a blessing that I get to share this stuff, but it still takes time to do it. So because I'm the type of coach that I'm going to be with you throughout the journey. So, but be there, put middleman in the comments. I'll see you in that training. But that's what I would do. I would try to start a side business. I would get financial education. I wouldn't invest in anything like markets or anything like that. I would straight up educate myself, train myself, mentally prepare myself, flip the way I think about money and finances. And then I would say, all right, now what can I do with a few dollars to double it? And I would start that pattern. And I would start using money to make money, use money, make money. So think about it. The average person, poor and middle class, do this. When they get extra money, they put it in the bank account and leave it there. I'm telling you that money is useless unless it's used. It's only useful when it's used. Money sitting in a bank account, I don't care how much you have. If you don't use it, you may as well have nothing. The banks are going to use it, you won't. But you leave the money in the bank, I don't understand. Why are you working hard for extra money you don't even use? To me, that makes no sense. Use the money to make money. That's how you should be thinking. All right, I'll read a few more and then I'm out of here. Where are we? Appreciate it, appreciate it. Fear is on about the war in Iran. What's did I miss something? The war in Iran. I'm not up on that. I know there was like a conflict in Gaza and the Russia one. Fill me in on that, whoever put that comment. I'm not sure about the war in Iran unless something happened today. Would America go to war? 100%. If other countries refuse to take the dollar or try to send the debt back to us, we're going to war. Gaddafi tried to go away from the dollar, because right now the American dollar is the reserve currency all around the world. You get it pretty much in every country, and it's the strongest currency in the world. You can't buy oil from these oil countries without the dollar. They only trade. That's why it's called the petrodollar, petrol for few. If these countries try to go away from the dollar to buy oil, all hell's gonna break loose. Gaddafi tried it about 20 years ago. He ended up dead. Saddam Hussein tried it. We ended up in Iraq. They hung him. So yes, America will go to war over the dollar. It'll collapse our economy if it came back. If these countries called their debts, sent the dollar back, it would collapse our country. We would go to war before that happened. I just want y'all to know. Let's see. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Somebody say, yeah, but if things crash, people will also lose jobs. Listen, people are gonna lose jobs whether it crashes or not. In fact, the companies are working now to get rid of employees. Where do you think these mass layoffs are coming from? The money flooded the economy during COVID. So Amazon was getting orders. I'm gonna use a South Louisiana word, buku orders. Amazon was getting buku orders. Amazon needed staff. They hired, remember the hiring boom? because the hot money was in the economy. It was flooding the economy, and everybody was shopping. So Amazon needed more drivers, more laborers, more this, more that. And then the money started flowing out of the economy because people stopped spending. The money was gone. They stopped spending. The rich got richer. I told you it's mismanagement. You give people with poor money mindsets money, they give it right back to the rich. Louis Vuitton, rich. Gucci probably made more money during COVID than any year they've ever been in business. Why? Because people with money mismanagement problems just consume. They just go shop. They don't sit back and go, man, I got a $1,200 stimulus. What kind of business can I start to flip this to $2,400? They don't do that. They go, what can I buy with this? Right? Just being honest. And so that money flowed back into the economy, and now it's flowing out of the economy. And so these companies are laying off because these are publicly traded companies. And the board's looking at these stock prices going, we gotta cut these expenses. Who can we live without? Where can we bring in? You think McDonald's is a minimum wage company almost. They're bringing in kiosks to take orders and fire people. To bring in kiosks. If a company that barely pays you enough money to pay your bills is willing to fire you, you would think that would be the last company, because they're like, hey, we're making a bunch of money. We're not really paying our workers much, so we don't need the AI. We don't need the kiosks. But yet the company that barely pays their employees are still trying to replace them. So your jobs are not safe. Please don't think for a minute. They don't have to wait on a crash to fire you. They're firing you now. They're hoping you don't have to come to work Monday because they want to fire you on the weekend. Somebody say guilty of that one. Let's see. And the last, I just allow my bank to enroll one of my retirement accounts in a high risk yield. think magic. Was that a bad idea at this time with the stock market being up and down? Again, I hate the word financial advisor. I'm just giving you my opinion, Suka. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you what I would do and what I wouldn't do. So I don't want to tell you something that does not work for you. You do your research, you do your homework, and you do what's best for you, because the advice I give might be great for me, but not so much for you. So I'm just trying to be fair. I'm just educating you so you can sit back. I look at it this way. Let's see. I got a coin in here. I got a quarter, right? Here's a quarter. There's a you can't see it, but there's a heads and there's a tail. I want you to be on the edge right there in the middle so that you can see both sides and then make the best decision for you. So rolling it into a high risk, high risk, high yield. I don't know what all that means. Are they gambling at a hot table? I don't know. All I know is the stock market is volatile. All I know is money is flowing in and out. All I know is I know a lot of people in the stock market, and I don't know anybody who could quit their job because they're in the stock market. I don't know them. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Warren Buffett is Floyd Mayweather, 1 in a million. Warren Buffett is also 97, 99 years old. Of course, compound interest, which takes time, worked for him. He's been around 100 years, but it ain't going to work for you. Well, if you put your money in the stock market is rigged. It's not even real. If the government didn't print money, the stock market would have collapsed on its face 3-4 years ago. But the government keeps blowing hot air into this balloon. And I'm telling you, at some point, it's going to come down. And I'm just telling you to be prepared. That's why I always talk about the 90% and 10%. You can't afford to be the 90%. They're unprepared. They're non-progressives. You need to be prepared for what's coming. What's coming? I don't know, but it ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be pretty. Is it going to be a crash? Yes. They don't have a choice. I don't care what they tell you on TV. They're lying to you. The government has 35 trillion, not billion, trillion in debt. That's probably the GDP of half the world. And they owe it in debt. The Fed balance sheet is There's no way they can pay that back in the next 100 years. And there's no way that the dollar can survive the debt. The debt ceiling alone is going to crush the economy. Here's how I'll explain it. This will probably be easier. There is a nail in your tire, and your tire is the economy. It's every time it loses air, they stop at the gas station or the air pump, the Fed, and they pump more air, fake money, into it to keep it afloat. And you drive again. But 2 days later, you got to stop again and you got to put some air in it at the Fed. You got to print some more money. We need some more money. Keep this economy flowing. We need more money. Keep this stock market up. We can't let them see what it really is. But after a certain amount of time, after a while, that hole is going to get so big that you're not going to be able to just put air in it or patch it up. You're going to need a new tire. I got news for you. As much as you probably don't want to hear this economy needs to be reset. I'll be straight up with you. It can't go on like this. It must reset. Now, whether you're going to be on the side who's ready for it, the 10%, or you're going to be on the side who gets crushed by it, the 90%, that's up to you. That's up to you. Somebody said, yep, they say if you split all the money evenly, the people in the world, eventually it would end up in the same people pocket always. Consumers going to do what they do. They're going to consume. Unless they change the way they think. That's what I said. First thing, change the way you think. Your financial education. First thing. Because no matter what I tell you, if you think a certain way or if you think like the poor, there ain't nothing I can tell you. If you got an excuse for every solution I give you, we're wasting our time having a conversation. I got to overcome all that. Then I got to drag you and pull you across the finish line. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm not that guy. I'm not the Terminator. I'm not here to do that. Somebody said your opinion matters. I appreciate that. It allows me to make informed decisions after doing my own due diligence. Absolutely. Asking lots of questions and doing my research. Hey, questions are the answers. But again, guys, we're headed for hard times. I don't know when. I can't even tell you when. I could just say it's coming. One day, they're not going to be able to keep printing money to save this market. Houses are overpriced. We know that. You don't have to go far. You can see these houses are overpriced. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that house that's $650 was $300,000. What the hell is going on? That's what happens when you overflood the economy with money. All that stimulus money came out of nowhere. It's helicopter money. It's toilet paper. But it flooded this economy. So I did this example earlier. I'll do it for you real quick and I'll let you go. So think of a flowing river that's flooding a village. And then how do you stop that flooding? Everybody in the village is dying financially, suffering financially, losing everything. So how do you stop that flood? Well, the government comes in and says, bam, we're going to build a dam. This dam is called interest rate dam. This dam stops the flow of the hot money so it doesn't flood the village. Everybody in the village goes, yeah, the government saved us. We're safe, especially during election years. That's when they care about you the most. And so the hot money or the currency, the river, can't flood the economy anymore because the interest rates are too high. People don't want to borrow money when the interest rates are high because they don't want to pay it back. Now, when that means there should be high supply and low demand, because the demand comes from people having a bunch of money. Now that they don't have a bunch of money, demand should go down, and it has gone down. But the problem is the prices haven't gone down. This is where the greed comes in. I'm telling you, it's half inflation, half greed. So the greed comes in because people say, well, inflation, the food costs more because the food on the farm costs more. The gas for the tractor on the farm costs more. The pigs have to eat more food before we slaughter them. That costs more. Moving the slaughtered pig, bacon, and whatever else, ham, from there to there costs more gas. Now we got to ship it around the world. It costs more. I get that. That's passed down to the consumer. Gotcha. But what about the apartment I was living in that was $1,000? It has the same floor, same ceiling, same walls, same appliances. You didn't change anything, and that apartment doubled in price. That's inflation? Nah, that's greed. You knew what you could get for it and you got it. Right? So inflation should be a derivative of cost coming down the supply chain. Right? That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. So the money wants to flood the economy. It can't. So what was supposed to happen is the interest rate dam is supposed to slow it down. The water's supposed to go down so it does not flood. The problem is prices hadn't gone down. It stayed about the same. Now, if the government lowers the interest rate, that money's going to flood back into the economy and drown the village again. Now it's going to have hyperinflation. They're not talking about that, but I'm telling you that's next. 2 years ago, you didn't know what inflation was. 2 years from now, you're probably going to know what hyperinflation is. You're going to wish you had inflation. Right? And so that's why I say you can't afford to be the 90%. You can't afford to only rely on that job. You got to make money. So the interest rates come down, money floods the economy, drowns everybody in the village. The government is terrified. That's why they're like, wait a minute, we raised the interest rates to slow down spending and consuming, and it slowed down, but the prices the inflation didn't fall to where we need it to fall. And it's not true inflation, core inflation is anyway. But I'm not going to get into that. Okay, it didn't come down. Now we got a real problem because the interest rates are still high, but the prices haven't gone down the way they should, because high interest rates should stop spending and borrowing, forcing prices to come down because the demand comes down, which means there should be more supply than demand, bringing the prices down. The problem is the prices didn't come down. And now you got a real problem because now you got high interest rates that you cannot drop, because if you do, these companies, these billion-dollar companies and million-dollar apartment companies, building companies, are going to go right back in there, borrow cheap money, build, right? They're going to go right back in there, borrow cheap money, float it back into the economy. And then if you think the house that's $600,000 now is high, you're going to look up because more money's going to roll back into the economy. And now that house is going to be $900,000. And you're going to go, what happened? Well, more money hit that economy before the prices could go back down. I don't know if they ever will. That's why I say we need a reset. As bad as it sounds, we need it, but you need to be on the side that's prepared. So let's see. Awesome analogy with the leaky tire. I'm telling you like it is. Yep. Keep putting air in it until you can't. And that's when you're going to see it all come down. I'm from South Louisiana. We used to have hurricanes all the time. And you see it coming, you get prepared, you cook all your meats because you knew you were going to be without power for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. So everything that came out of the freezer, you tried to cook it because you were going to have to eat that, or it was going to go to waste anyway. But you could see the storm coming. It's crazy that we could look in the sky, see it's cloudy, and say it's probably going to rain today. We could look at our kids, say runny nose, sniffing, sneezing, not wanting to eat, coughing, kids probably sick. But we can't look at the economy and go, high interest rates, inflation, hyperinflation, government lying, government printing, killing my money in the banks going bankrupt, borrowing money from each other overnight, government stepping in, saving them because they're too big to fail, won't save me. Stock market at an all-time high when the economy is in a crisis, but the stock market is somehow floating? Wait a minute. And that's how you have to think. You have to be like, wait, this ain't adding up. How is the stock market on fire at an all-time high when the economy is in turmoil? The average person can't even afford to go and make groceries. But the stock market is at all-time high. I'll just say one thing about that. The rich protect the rich. Leave it at that. All right. And it says, let's see, don't forget shrinkflation for consumers. Consumers are, guys, if look, here's the bottom line. Make more money before that day comes. Make more money. Don't get small. I never get on here and say, Oh, get small, save as much as you can, cut everything. Now cut things, cut things that you don't use, of course. But I'm on here to tell you, hey, don't live below your means. That's no way to live this life. You only get one chance. But grow your means. Does that make sense? Don't live below, grow your means. How do you grow? Because I'm not going to go cut everything and be like, I'm going to stay in a 1-bedroom apartment with my family. We're cutting everything. Not me. We're looking at dream houses. We want a 5-bedroom, upstairs, downstairs, beautiful balcony, overlooking the living room. We want all that. I'm not trying to, oh, man, I got to go find this cheap apartment with my family. Not me. I'll take it if I had to, but I'm not claiming that. We're not looking for that. No, you can have it, not me. I want something nice. I want to be happy to go home and say, man, I love this house. I thank God for it. It ain't mine, it's his. He can take it anytime he wants. It don't belong to me, but I'm thankful that I get to live in it. I'm thankful that I get to put my family in it. Come on. So we're not going to be out here just claiming struggle life. Listen, I've been homeless 3 times since I was in high school. It ain't fun. You don't want that. Trust me. And you certainly don't want to put your family in that. Learn to make money. I'll be in the training Sunday night, 7 p.m. Texas time. That's Central time. Give me about an hour. I'm going to walk you through step by step what I do to make money. You don't have to do what I do. You can do other things. You can bake cookies from your kitchen. You could get vending machines. I don't care what you do. But you have to learn how to make money when you're not at work, so that when you lose your job, and you will, it's just a matter of when, and you got to anticipate that. That's why you're the 10%. You got to anticipate this stuff. That's why you're watching me on a Friday night and not watching your favorite show. You got to anticipate. You're going to be like, you know what that guy said? He said, anticipate this stuff coming. Be ready for it so it doesn't get caught off guard. Build your ark. So when the flood waters come, and they're coming, financially speaking, you're going to be okay. While the masses are out there like, what is rain? What is water? What is flood? We don't know. We've never seen rain. That's not happening. And then it happens. Be prepared. Be in the Middleman live training Sunday night. If you haven't been there, you're welcome to come. If you've been there, you already know. But if you haven't been there, put Middleman in the comments under any of my videos. You'll get an invite. If you don't get an invite, we cut them off. But if you get an invite, be there early, and I'll teach you how to make money the way I do. I don't work hard. I don't want to work hard. I don't leave my house for work. I don't want to leave my house for work. I could be on vacation. As long as I got my phone, I'm making money. I could be at the beach. As long as I have my phone, I'm making money. I don't have to be on your job. I don't care about your lunch schedule. I do what I want when I want to. Customer can text me, say, hey, I need a quote for home cleaning. I'm going to send them a template. I'll share it with you. Hey, here's the quote. Customer responds back, hey, I like this. Are you available on this day at this time? Absolutely. Book it. By the way, we need a deposit to confirm the reservation. Here's an invoice for your email. Pay it. Bam, paid. Money in my account. Then I'm going to hit you up and say, hey, I got a job in your area this time, this day, paying this much. You ready for it? Yeah, I'll take it. Dispatch it to you, and I go back to doing what I do. So, but look, guys, hard times coming. Just be straight up with you. They're going to be hard for a lot of people, but it doesn't have to be hard for you. The recession is voluntary. I'm not volunteering. I suggest you don't either. I'll see you guys in the training. Have a wonderful, blessed night. Tell somebody else about the channel. Watch as many videos as you can. In fact, share this on your Facebook page or Instagram. I would appreciate it. Smash the thumbs up and put Middleman in the comments if you want to be in the training coming up. If you haven't been in the training, put Middleman in there, and be in the live training coming up Sunday. We're going to be prepared. We're not going to be scared. We're going to be prepared. Somebody said, thanks. Look, man, I appreciate all you guys, AJ and everybody here tonight. And I hope I said something that could bless you in some way. All right. You guys are welcome to watch as many videos as you can. And for everybody who's going to be, who hasn't been in the live training and who's going to be in it Sunday night, put Middleman in the comments. I'll see you there Sunday night. Everybody else have a wonderful, blessed night. Peace.